Yeah. Okay. Okay, welcome everyone. We're so glad to have you guys on here. I know we're going to have more people hop on, but go ahead and send those reminder text messages. Remind them too that they can win a prize simply just by being on this call. You can win $25. Who would love $25? Right? Everybody right now. It's a little bit, every little bit helps. So go ahead and send those messages and just remind them this is going to be an incredible call tonight with some really, really valuable information on how to build your business and on really just how to relate to people in general. So go ahead and send those reminder messages. Who is going for their spa gift card this month? Yes, I see Amanda's excited about that. Yes, going for that spa gift card. I'm telling you guys, with this month that I'm having, I'm gonna need the spa. I'm definitely gonna need the spa. I know you guys have seen and you've heard us talk about it, but we're doing this dinner for my dad's ministry, celebrating his 50 years of ministry. And that's why Jana's not on the call, because we left the office at the same time. But because she lives out in Timbuktu, it takes her forever to get home. So she is just not home yet. She's still driving through this lovely Dallas traffic that we have. But yes, we want that spa gift card and we want you guys to have it. We want to all go get pampered at the spa. I know Tommy wants his spa gift card. He just can't wait for it. Go get a facial, right? But on the same note as this dinner, I'm just going to say it. I got some complimentary tickets to give away. And I know I'm looking at a lot of people that live out of town. But hey, if anybody wants to come, you just give me a holla and we will get you plugged in there. I am so excited for this part 2 that Tommy and Amber Sheffield are going to bring for us today. If you missed part 1, I think we're going to do a little bit of review, but it's going to be super short. So go back and listen to last week's call so that you really have the foundation for this. Now, if you missed last week's call, don't think you have to get off this one. You're still going to get a lot of valuable information just from this call, but make sure you go back and watch last week's as well. And that was also Tommy and Amber kind of laying the foundation for this. I want to have a word of prayer over this time that we have. And we are about to have an incredible call. You guys get some pen and paper, get your phone, however you take notes, and get ready to take some notes. You're going to want to, and then go ahead and decide, okay, I'm going to go back and rewatch this again. I promise you it's going to help. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go back and rewatch it again. I want to watch last week's again because I know that this can help us, like I said, in our businesses and just relating to people in general. And remember, I call this relationship marketing. It's really hard to have good, solid relationships if you don't know how to relate to people. Okay, let's pray. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this night. Lord, thank you for Tommy and thank you for Amber and thank you for their willingness to just pour into us these few weeks. God, I just thank you so much for them. I pray over their ministry. I pray over their family. Lord, I pray your protection for them. I pray over their health and Lord, just everything in their lives right now. I pray over their business, their Plexus business. And God, I pray you will just rain down your richest blessings upon them. God, I thank you for the sweet, sweet friendship that Jonathan and I share with them. Lord, open up our minds tonight and help us to learn. In your name we pray. Amen. Sheffields, take it away.
All right. Hey guys. Let me see here. Sorry. Okay. It's nice seeing your faces because last week there was something going on and we couldn't see you. We saw Amber, but we couldn't see anybody else. So it's nice seeing people tonight. All right. I'm going to go ahead. Trying to keep up. Go ahead. Go like that. The screen share. Okay. Amber, you can see that? Okay. All right. So I'm just going to let my husband take over. He's the one who teaches, and then I'll kind of bounce off him a little bit to kind of, well, anyway, you just go ahead and we'll just jump in together here and there. So, all right.
Okay. So the quick review, because we want to make sure we have time for everything, and do go back and watch the video from last week. That's kind of like the theory that underlies all of this and why we're going to interact the way we're going to interact and do what we're going to do.
Oh, wait, hold on. Pause 1 second.
Amen.
Yes, but we can't keep doing that. Amber, can you do me a favor? I'm gonna hit escape. I think I know what's going on here. Can you make yourself the host again?
Yeah. Will it still let you share the screen? You
I
have to,
think
you have to send it back to me. Click on my name and my little picture and click make host.
Okay, sorry guys, but it's not letting me. Where is it at, Tommy?
It's not letting you let people in from the waiting room while you're sharing your screen.
Right.
Okay.
Right. But I think if you make yourself the host, you can let them in. And I think I still can screen share. Are you the host
Okay.
now? It looks like it.
Yes.
Okay. No, maybe not. Shoot. Host, it says host disabled participant screen sharing.
Oh, that's probably
Is
because
that something you can make me? I'm so sorry, guys. We even got on early to make sure it would work.
But we didn't think about this whole waiting room thing. Shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something that I have disabled in my Zoom settings because I can't tell you how many
Okay.
times I've been doing a call and someone accidentally clicks to share their screen.
It's
It's like some random thing.
Yeah, well, we'll just go back if you want to make us the host again, and we're just gonna wing it. Hopefully everybody's online and we don't have to keep escaping or not escaping.
Maybe don't make your slides full screen and see if it'll let you still do it because we can read them fine. We could read them fine even when they were kind of smaller.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and make us the host.
This is hilarious that we got on early and we were so proud of ourselves.
10 minutes early. Okay, so now
literally when I just made you the host, there's someone else in the waiting room.
there they are. Okay. I don't remember that being in the past. I thought, anyway, I thought it was more simple, but maybe not. Okay, Tommy, let's try this again.
Sure.
And then, okay, nobody's up right now.
Okay.
Can you guys see? Is that easy to see?
Yeah,
okay, we'll just go from there. And then when someone pops up, we'll see if we're able to. So,
okay.
All right, go ahead.
All right. So, real quick, as you walk around the square there, your blues, they're the fun-loving, life of the party types, outgoing, is where they tend to be. The yellows are quieter. They tend to they like people. They're more people oriented. If you see that at the top two, they're more people oriented than the bottom two there, the reds and the greens. But they don't want a large group of people. They want a smaller and more intimate setting, just a few people or one-on-one, close friends, real conversations. They're the ones that are going to listen to you for hours and be really concerned about everyone else's comfort, put themselves last kind of people. The reds are going to be concerned with being the best. They want to just be the best at everything. They want to get going. They're movers. They're task oriented. The bottom two are more task oriented. So that really just the bottom two being task oriented. They're not going to be as concerned about the people as they are going to be getting a task done. The greens are you're really organized. They like lists. They like research. So really quick, if you think of fun, we say the word fun, and this is kind of the I talked about this last week, but this is kind of the kicker here when we're dealing with people. Even the words we say, that they view them differently, right? They hear something different. So when I say fun to a blue, they're hearing wild party, going out with my friends, hanging out, that kind of stuff. Typical, it's in the movie and everybody's having a great time. Fun. Pearls, their idea of fun is helping somebody. It doesn't matter if it's manual labor or something super tedious or way out of their comfort zone. As long as they're helping somebody, they're having fun. Your greens idea of fun is research, learning something new. That is their jam. That is what they want to do. The reds, their idea of fun is winning. Winning, being the best, making money. That's where they're at. So if you say, hey, let's all go hang out, it's going to be fun. The reds are going to get there and be like, all right, what are we doing? Where's the competition? How's this going to work where I can show everyone that I am the most dominant person in the room? And if you don't have that, if you're just got like all hanging out and watching a movie, they're like, okay, this isn't fun. All right, I'm picking the movie because I'm going to pick the best movie here, you know, kind of a thing. So, all right, so we're going to move into kind of the identifiers, and then go from there. So, how do I see when I look at a blue, or when I talk to somebody, how do I know what they are? All right, and so couple of, well, they're here. They're not going to come up one at a time. So.
Oh, is that because we're in this line?
Yeah, it's because we're in this view, but that's okay. It's working.
There you go. Write it all down.
So they're gonna have big costume jewelry. All right, not necessarily expensive jewelry, but big costume, flashy. They're gonna have brighter color clothes and hair. Right, they're gonna have purple, green, pink hair. That's a indicator that they might be blue. They are going to wear like lots of florals, plaids, colors, patterns in their clothes. If you think of like, honestly, because they're so outgoing and they want to know everybody, they're like fishing lures, bright, shiny. Look at me. I want to draw attention to myself. That honestly isn't even always what they're thinking when they buy that. That's just what they gravitate to, those types of clothes. They're like, oh, this is great. Oh, this would be cool. So cool to have this hair color. They're also going to change their hair color frequently. A lot of times they're going to have a very energetic handshake. All right. They're the ones that's going to grab your hand and pump it and be like, hey, how you doing? Oh, so glad to see you. You know, they tend to be huggers too. They are very upbeat, friendly, and loud. If it's a room full of people, and you get that like dull roar in the room of people, they're the ones that you can hear over everybody else all the time, laughing and having a good time. And they're the ones everybody's going, oh, I should go join that table because that's the table having fun, right? When they talk, they tend to talk about recreation, what they like to do, what they do for fun, how they're having fun. We're going camping. I'm going camping with the boys this weekend. It's going to be great, you know. They're going to talk about those types of things. Is going to be their main topics of conversation. All right, so we're going to roll to the yellows. How do we identify a yellow? All right, yellows are comfortable clothes. They're going to wear earth tones and causes. So while the blues wanted to draw attention to themselves, the yellows are going to do everything to avoid drawing attention to themselves. So they're going to have earth tones. Comfort is king for them. You know, I just want to be comfortable. I'm going to wear Birkenstocks and things like that. When I say they wear causes, they're the ones that when you talk to them, you're like, oh, that's such a cute necklace. They're gonna be like, oh, thanks. It was made by battered women that had escaped their husbands and are trying to get back on their feet. You know, that kind of thing. Or their shoes. When I buy this pair of shoes, they send a pair of shoes to somebody who doesn't have shoes in another country or something like that. So they're going to be cause driven in everything they do. They're going to talk to you about their causes, right? They are going to their handshake is going to tend to be softer. It's kind of the limp fish. They're not squeezing your hand, and they tend to give you the 2-hand pat thing. It's lots of eye contact, like, oh, hey, how you doing? You know, they're going to be softer spoken. You know, they're going to be kind of like shaking your hand with 2 hands and going, oh, hey, how are you doing? And they actually want to know how you're doing. And they're going to listen to how you're doing. They tend to talk about their family. All right. So when they're talking to you, they're gonna bust out their wallet or their purse, and it's gonna have the whole giant thing of all of their grandkids' pictures, or scroll through the phones. Oh, let me show you a picture of my grandkid. Oh, this was my grandkid at the pool. This was my son, you know, playing baseball, you know, those kind of things. They're gonna want to show you the pictures and bring you into their cause and their family. All right. Greens. They are going to wear very practical, very sturdy clothing. All right. They don't really care that it's in style or not. It's sturdy. It is going to last them for 30 years. They're still going to be wearing that t-shirt they were wearing 30 years ago, or that suit coat or whatever, because eventually it's going to come back into style. So why not? You're going to see them with the the sports coats with the pocket, the patches on the sleeves. It's timeless, right? Their hairstyles, same kind of a thing. They tend to have older hairstyles and haircuts because it works. That's where we're at. You know, why change it if it works? Their clothes, they're not afraid to spend money on clothes to get good quality clothes. They don't really care about expensive. Actually, they're not going to have bought anything that wasn't on sale, essentially, because they're going to have done the research and found the cheapest place to get the best quality clothes. All right, they tend to have a quick but firm handshake. They're trying to be efficient. They want to handshake the correct way. And everybody knows the correct way to handshake somebody is a firm handshake and staring them right in the eye, right? That was invented by the Reds as a way to show how dominant they are over everyone else. And we'll get to that in a minute, but they tend to use a lot of big words and give you a ton of details. Right, they're the ones that when they're telling you a story about something, they're giving you every single detail about the weather and the temperature and the cars that were going by and every single person that was there, and it's very accurate. But they give you a ton of details. They're the ones using the giant college words. All right, the ones that nobody understands, and so you start hearing them, you know, say you just use those big old words, then it gives you an idea that they're going to be green. They tend to speak more monotone. Really extreme green is going to have kind of that like Clear Eyes guy, you know, that monotone rhythm to their words as they talk. When they talk about their job. Right? That's what they want to tell you. They want to tell you about their job, and they want to give you the detailed minutia about their job. You know, hey, I came up with a procedural manual and it was, you know, 432 pages, and I was able to outline things this way and section these things and really get it, you know, cut the problems with loss in these sections, and people were acting out here, and they just give you all the details on those things.
There go the red.
All right, yeah, I think that's the green.
Yeah.
All right, red. So red tends to be wearing red and black. For some reason, they gravitate to those colors. They also tend to be wearing expensive everything. All right, they're going to be wearing the $300. I don't even know what's designer stuff is. I'm like, yeah, these are expensive.
Well, they want the three-piece suit.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
Everything tailored.
Yeah, it's tailored, it's fancy, it's expensive. They're gonna roll up in the sports car so that when they arrive, everyone knows I'm the best here, right? I've got the money, I'm the best. I'm putting you on notice by the car I drive up in. You're gonna know that you're dealing with the best, and I'm the man or the woman. You know, that's kind of where it's at. They tend to have that strong handshake with eye contact. That is dominance all the way. I'm gonna hold that handshake, and you're gonna know that I am dominant over you. They're the ones that tend to like try to break your fingers when they shake your hand, right? It's like, hey, yo, chill out. They are very direct and to the point when they're talking. They're going to get right to the point. They're going to bullet point things. They're not going to give you long explanations. They're going to use a lot of action words, and then you're going to pick up real quick. Oh, I'm the best at this. I'm the best at that. They're going to be one up in your story. They tend to talk about their goals and accomplishments. So while when they talk about their job or their kids or whatever the other subject is, it's to let you know how much better their kids or their job is than yours. And they're going to tell you that I made it to the top salesman and it only took me 6 months, and you know, I'm blowing everybody else out. I'm making twice what anybody else is making. And that's just kind of the way they roll, because they want you to know that they're the best. All right. Let's see. Anything else you can think of on those?
No, not right now.
Okay.
Let's go through this.
All right. So how do we interact with them? those are some of the identifiers. How do we look? How do we know? And I will tell you this, when you're talking to people and you're trying to figure out what personality type they are, it's really easy to fall into, you're essentially grilling them, right? You're giving them you're just going at them and, well, what about this? And what about this? And what about this? And what about this? You should be able to bring up in everyday conversation. Remember, you're building a relationship with people. You're not just trying to find out the facts so that you can sell them, right? That's not the goal. The goal is to build relationships. And as we build these relationships, we find out more about people. So when you talk to them in normal conversation, you're talking about what they like to do for fun. That's a question I like to ask people. Hey, so what do you do for fun? That will, they start talking about, oh, well, I like going, camping with my friends, or, I like, for fun. Oh, I volunteer down at the soup kitchen, or, those kind of things give you an idea of what they like. And if you don't, if they say, oh, well, I like, what do I do for fun? Oh, I drag race. Okay, cool. A phrase to write down is, tell me what you like about that. Something to remember is, oh, what do you like about that? What drew you to that? So some form of that question will help you get an idea of why they think that's fun, why they like doing that. Another thing to ask people about is their family or their job. What do you do for a living? And that gives you an idea. Okay, well, what drew you to that? Why'd you start doing that for a living? How'd you end up there? Well, I just really love numbers and helping people get their finances organized. Oh, well, that's going to tell me something. So those types of answers, as you talk to people, that's how it should be a normal conversation. It shouldn't feel like you're giving somebody the third degree just to get, okay, well, this personality type, so now I know how to approach them with my pitch or whatever. That's not the goal. The goal, again, is relationship, get to know people better. And so, all right. So that's kind of like in conversation, how do you get to the information about what they like? You've got some of the visual cues. And then as you're talking to people, oh, how long you've been working here? Oh, okay. Well, what do you like about it? What got you started here? Those types of things, they start giving you those answers. If you're looking for the right things. All right, so we're going to go into how to interact with them. And this is beyond the theory behind why we are the way we are. This is, okay, well, how do I know other people and how do I interact with other people? Again, your interactions need to be genuine. I said that last week. I'm going to say that again. We're not trying to mask who we are, be who you are, but we're interacting with people in a way that honors them, a way that they understand. So understanding their motivations and how I approach them really is, and I'll just say it like this: with Plexus, we have this amazing opportunity for people, and sometimes it's kind of frustrating because you're like, dude, this is such a great opportunity. It's so great for your health. It's so great for your finances. And we really want to get this out to people, and we want to help people, and we want to help them be successful and those types of things. And so the interactions here is, okay, well, how do I present my message in a way that is going to help them the most? How do I present my message in a way that they're actually going to understand what I'm saying and how I'm saying it and the passion that I have for it, right? It's not me being fake or false, all right? And it shouldn't be, right? Don't be somebody you're not. Now you're going to have to stretch yourself, right? So when you're talking to a blue, you got to tap into your fun side, right? And greens are going to have the hardest time with this, just because their idea of fun is so drastically different than a blues. But you have that fun side. You got to tap into that, all right? So they are, as we deal with the blues are motivated by fun. So come up with ways to have fun. All right. They tend to be, are you going to, she's trying to light me up.
Here, is that better?
I don't know.
Okay, sorry.
I thought it was
Oh my
fun
gosh.
before.
All right. Now we can see. Okay.
All right. So be upbeat and friendly as much as you can. right? That's what they're looking for. That's what they respond to. Let them do most of the talking. The blues like to talk. All right. If you're a red and you're cutting them off to get your message out, or you're green and you're giving them all the details and they're sitting there listening to all the details, you have just completely disconnected, right? Get them talking, ask them questions. And so you need to have fun with them, right? Make it fun as best you can. Be fun, right? But letting them do the talking, tell their stories is huge for them.
Tommy,
Keep
can
it
I
simple.
add something right quick?
Yes, absolutely.
If you are a blue, and this is voice of experience speaking, shut up when you're talking to someone about plexus, because we want to keep talking, but we don't need to. We need to listen. Anyway, just thought I'd throw that out there. That's my voice of experience.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, so these are, I don't know, we talked last week kind of about your weaknesses and stuff there and kind of how you interact, but yeah, understand, and this kind of goes with what Amber just said. As a blue, if I'm using the things I'm teaching you about blue to relate with people, then I'm only connecting to the blues, right? So if I'm doing the things that I'm saying for the interactions, and I catch myself as a blue doing all these things, I'm talking a lot, or I'm being really crazy and wild, then understand that I'm not really connecting with the yellows, greens, and reds as much. So just kind of as you walk through this, use it to evaluate yourself as well. So keep it simple. Blues get really bored with details. All right. They don't want all the details. They don't want all the craziness. They don't want all the extra. They want stories, right? So
Sorry. Are you guys hearing this dinghy in the background? It won't stop. Oh, anyway.
Is that Casey?
Tonight is just full of interruptions. I am so sorry, guys.
Have him text you just
Yes, just go ahead.
All right. So keep it simple. And if you jump down to the bottom one there, it's tell stories. They respond to testimonials of, hey, how did this impact my life? Right? How did this help me have fun? How did this, that they really like your story. They want to hear your story. And so when you keep it simple, that's what you're doing. You're telling a story for them. You're not giving a bunch of facts and figures. If you start getting into facts and figures with the blue, they're gone. They're glazing over, right? They didn't like school. They don't want to hear this. They don't want to feel like they're in school and getting a lecture again. Okay. And so you have to kind of back off of that when you're with the blue. Okay. They need, so when you're dealing with them, they need praise and public recognition. Remember, they spent their whole lives in the principal's office getting told to sit down and shut up. And so anytime you can praise them publicly and give them public recognition, it's a huge deal, right? Even on something small. So the shout outs, those types of things are really going to connect with the blue. And they love gifts. They just do. Spontaneous, fun gifts. It doesn't have to be crazy expensive, but just, hey, here you go. Here's a little something I was thinking of you, kind of a thing. All right.
You want the next one?
Yeah, go ahead and go to the next one. Yellows. They're motivated by a cause, right? So when we buy this product, these people get fed. That's a huge plus for them. When we say that we are, that this is sustainable, and we say that this helps, it's huge. When you say, hey, you know what Plexus allowed me to do? It allowed me to build an orphanage in another country. That's going to connect to your yellows. So pause it, explaining to them how this helps them help others. That's kind of down the list there, but that's huge for them. All right. This is going to help you help your family. This is going to help you help your friends get healthy. I know Amber's very yellow, my wife here. And that was her whole thing with Plexus is, man, I'm helping people. I'm seeing my friends and family members get off their medicine and get financially stable. And I'm helping my family be able to go on vacation and those types of things. That was her, that is still her driving force. She's funny. She's like, I care less if I make money as long as I'm helping people. Which Reds are going, what? That doesn't even make sense. Be genuine. All right. The yellows have a BS meter that is just, it's going to show them that you're not being real. Especially more than anybody else, they need you to be genuine. Hey, I want to help you. And so you really got to tap into that. Hey, I really want to help you. I really want to help you help others. You want to speak softer when you're talking to the yellows. If you come into the yellows like, hey, how's it going? This is a great opportunity. What's going on? They're going to be like, oh, I don't know what's going on. But you need to just kind of calm it down and say, hey, let me tell you my heart. Let me tell you how important this was for me. They don't do as well in big venues and things like that. They want a one-on-one. If you can meet with them one-on-one, talk to them one-on-one and talk about their life, right? Talk about what they've got going on. Don't just talk, and this goes with everything, right? It's not just about the plexus. It's about their lives and connecting and building relationships. Show you care. They want to know that you care about them and their life. That is huge. And so some of those connect. The thoughtful homemade gifts. Yellows, if you had your kids make a card for them saying, hey, thanks for joining the team, I'm so excited about that, they're going to think it's the greatest thing ever. If you do that for a red, they're going to crumple it up and throw it in the trash because, like, why do I want this? This looks like it was made by a third grader, and it was. This isn't that great, but the yellows are going to be like, oh, that was so sweet. They had their kids make me something. I'm a part of it brings you into their family, right? It's huge. So thoughtful homemade gifts, they don't need something expensive. They need you to, and so when I say homemade, that's one section. Thoughtful is, that they're talking to you about how they twisted their knee and you send them a knee brace and they're like, you remembered that? Things that actually relate to their life, right? Oh, hey, I knew you were struggling with, figuring out the technology on the website. So I sent you a video that has a tutorial on it, specifically what you were talking about. That's a big deal for them because you remembered a struggle they had. You remembered something about them. That's the bottom thing there in this slide is remembering things that are important to them. Sending them a note that says happy anniversary, that'll blow them away that you remember their anniversary, or you talk to them and they tell you about how their kid is sick. And so the next time you talk to them, you remember that. Reds, I'm talking to you because to you, that's not that important of information. The remembering that and saying, oh, hey, how was little Susie doing? Are they feeling better? How did that go? Oh, you had a doctor's appointment. How did that work out? Really remembering things going on in their lives and bringing it back up. That's going to be huge for the yellows.
All right, before the next slide, I'm just going to stop share for a second and make sure somebody's saying they can't get in. I don't see anything here, Amber.
Well, if there's no one still in the waiting room, just keep going.
All right. Yeah. So say there's something else I'm supposed to look at because I don't see anything here at all. All right.
Should be over there on the side. You may just want to stop, in a couple more slides and just check just to make sure.
Okay. Okay. All right. There you go.
All right. So that was the yellows, and we're going to move on to the greens. Okay. So.
Okay. There. Now it's popping up. Okay. We're good.
All right. So they are motivated by facts and figures. All right. So when you interact with them, give them the facts and figures. All right. Honestly, they don't give a rip about how this product really impacted your life. They don't want testimonials from you or Joe Schmo. You want to send them a video that has a testimonial, it better be by a doctor or some kind of expert in the field. They want testimonials from experts. All right. That's their jam. The yellows, they want to know if you ever see one of those commercials where it's advertising some product and then it's showing pictures of like a family having fun and being together, and it's just so nice, but it has absolutely nothing to do with the product. The pictures are relating to the yellows. right? Because that's drawing, hey, this thing is good for my family, even though it has nothing to do with that. Your greens, they just want to know what the experts think. All right. They're the ones that when it says 4 out of 5 dentists recommend this, that's for the greens. They're like, oh, the experts like this. So give them the research. Do not pretend to be an expert.
Mhm.
They will have done some research already and be like, oh, you don't know as much as you think you know. Let me set you straight. And it's going to go sideways, right? Show them where, say, look, if they have a question and you don't know the answer, don't fake it till you make it. Say, you know what? Our website has all that information. Here's the link. I'm texting it to you right now because they want to be expedient. They want to be efficient. Here's the link to all that information, or I'm going to give you the hard copy. Here you go. It's 475 pages thick, and they're going to get excited about it because it's research they can do. They want to go do their own research. So give them the links to it, right? Let them have the research. When you're inviting people to things or you're posting on Facebook or whatever, they're the ones that want the facts and figures. All right.
They are the ones that will read the very long post with all the
Yes.
facts and figures.
Yes.
So, which is great. I mean, you have to have people like that.
Yeah. And if you can have like a for more information button or something like that they can click and get their more information so that everybody else doesn't have to deal with it, but the greens can go get their more information, that's great. Give them the information. They want it. They want it all, not just a little bit of it. Respect their time. They want to be efficient and they want to be on time. These are the ones that if you are 10 seconds late to a meeting with them or to get onto a call with them or something like that, you have just become incompetent and they don't want to hear what you have to say. All right. You're going to have to overcome that. So don't hamstring yourself. Be early, be ready to go, have your information, right? Show them the process and the system. They want to know the details, the process, they want to see the comp plan and how you work your way up through the comp plan and how you rank and what re-ranking means and all of the different ways you can earn money and they want to know, hey, this is the website and all of the different details I can get off the website, right? They want those details. Okay, day one, what do I do? I signed up for Plexus. Day one, what do I do if I'm trying to get people on my team? Okay, what do I do day two? They want those charts, they want those figures, right? And they need proof. That's the experts, right? They're the ones, and they will respond some to like a before and after picture because that's proof. But they want the proof. They're the ones that are going to be, going, hey, I don't believe you. I don't care if you care about me. I just want the proof, right? All right. Let's see what we got next.
There we go.
All right, that is our greens. Let's see what time it is. Okay, so our reds, money, 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 money. They want to know how they're going to make money and make money quick. All right, that is their motivator. They want to be the best. Right? Hey, you can rank up. This isn't one of those companies where you got to get all the way to the top before you start making money. You can make money now and you can work your way up quick. That's hey, there were people that got to this rank in a month, those types of things. The other thing is a challenge. Reds, giving Reds a puzzle, saying, oh man, I'm really struggling with this. I don't know if I can get past this. They're going to be like, oh, I'll do better than you and jump in. Right. They're the ones that are going to really respond to your competitions because they just want to win them. Doesn't matter what the prize is. They want to win the prize. And they're going to let everybody know that they won the prize. And you're going to tell everybody that they won the prize. And they'll be like, that's right, because I'm the best. I scored this thing. That's the dude that's going to win a purse and doesn't care that he won a purse because he just won. And so, and then you saved him time because he's a red. Now we don't have to go shopping for his wife. Because whether or not she's going to like it doesn't really enter the thing. It's that I checked it off my list, right? Testimonials that are short and show results. Wow, I said that weird. They do like testimonies, but they want their testimonies to be how they can grow their business quickly and make money and be successful, right? And they want them to be short. They are not going to listen to a 10-minute video. They want a 2-minute video, right? Short post, bullet points. Your post that just has the bullets, that's like, hey, make more income, work for the best company out there, rated this by this magazine, those types of things, just boom, 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 boom. That's going to attract your Reds. Help them set and achieve their goals. So when you have people on your team that are Red, helping them set goals that are achievable and that they can achieve and working with them to achieve those goals is going to be huge for them, right? Because their goals are very, very important to them. And so you showing interest in their goals and how to help them be successful and reach those goals is a big deal for them. All right. Allow them to have a say. All right. If you just say, here's what you're going to do. You're going to do this, 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 and this. They're going to be trying to reinvent the wheel because they're going to be coming up with a better way to do it. Right. They want to have a say. So give them options and let them pick options. Right. Hey, here's some good ways to start. What do you think is the best one for you? Right. Those types of things really helps them. And when you're doing things and when they're doing things, they want to have a say in it. Right. If you're planning a meeting with them, right, let them plan, let them have a say. Don't just be the one that's, hey, I've been doing this forever and I know the right way to do it. You'll bulldoze them and you'll lose them. All right. And be confident. Reds are interesting in that they want you to be a little arrogant. They want you to know that you're the best, because if you're not the best, why would I follow you? If you're not the best, why would I sign up with you? If you're not good at this, then I'm going to go find somebody that is good at this and I want to be on their team. Right. Or I'm going to find another company that is the best and go with them. Right. So that they are all about being the best. So yellows is going to be a real struggle working with Reds, because they're going to be rolling over you and you're going to feel like they're constantly attacking you and that they don't like any of your ideas. And you're like, oh, I'm just trying to help. And they're going, well, I don't care that you're trying to help. I just want to be the best. So the yellow thing where you're like, oh, well, I found this is a good way and that's the best way, but you're like, but you can do it however you want. Some people don't like doing that. The Reds are not going to respond to that or respect that. All right. You have to tap into your assertive side and say, okay, you want to be successful. You want to be the best. Here's what the best people are doing. Here's how they're rolling through this. Maybe you can give them 2 or 3 examples on how somebody that grew their business fast grew their business, and they can say, okay, well, I want to follow this line, and then say, okay, well, here's how I'm going to help you do that. Right. All of this couching it and stepping back and sugarcoating, the Reds don't want that. They want you to be direct. They want you to tell them straightforward. Okay. So be the best. Tell them why you're the best. That's not bragging to them. Look them in the eye. If you're all shifty eyed and again, this, because they're opposites, I'm talking to yellows a lot now and how to interact with them. But, if you're kind of calm and backed off and kind of looking down when you're talking to them and stuff, they're gonna be like, okay, I already dominated this person. All right. So, don't show them the fear. Look them in the eye. And give them the important bullet points, and they want to win stuff. I think I kind of covered that as we walk through the other ones. So give them stuff to win, give them opportunities to win. The promotions that Plexus does like every month, that they are just huge. Hey, if you sign up and you reach this rank, or you sign up this many people or whatever, you can win an iPad or whatever. That's the thing that's going to get them to make that decision and jump in. All right. Yeah. And so I wanted to pop this up. Man, that's pushing way over to the edge of that slide. But there's a book that I found really helpful, and this is for the Greens. It's by a guy named Robert Rahm. He's a PhD. He's actually got a PhD in 2 different things. I think it's like school administration and something else. I can't remember the other thing. I'm sorry. But he's got 2 PhDs, and he wrote a book, and it has a lot to do with educators and stuff. It's based on the DISC. Which is very similar. It's just a little, the order's a little different. But as far as 4 personality types, if you want to do more research, this is a guy who is an expert. He has, I think the forward in his book was written by Zig Ziglar. He's talked for him and done things for him. So it's called Positive Personality Profiles. That was a really helpful book. I've read a number of books on this stuff, and some of them really push the sell and not the relationship side. And I don't like that at all. It just feels manipulative to me. So he's really good. He's an expert if you want to do more. And then the Gems Mastery series by Danny Johnson, if you can get that from her website, it's dannyjohnson.com. She does, like, there's videos and there's booklets and tests you can take, and it's just really, really helpful. It's a lot more in depth than what we dealt with. She is probably the best I've ever heard dealing with this kind of stuff. So that would be really helpful too. I wanted to put those out there if you wanted to go and do more research. So
That's for the greens.
yes. Or if you're a red and you just want to hear from the best, go hear from the best. You know, anything that'll help you. That's what we care. So
Amber, that's pretty much it. I don't know if you want to do like questions.
Yeah, let's have some time here for some questions. And I've got one right off the bat. So you guys, if you've got questions, get ready. So we're always learning, we're always growing, right? We should always be developing and learning and growing more and all the things. And let me think of the right way to word this. Is it best if I see, because I know I'm predominantly blue, I've got quite a bit of yellow, and then I got a little bit of red. If I see that like green is just a foreign language to me, should I okay, I know I need to learn how to communicate better with greens. I almost said with green people. That's funny. But do I also need to work on the green in me and try to develop that part of me more? Does that make sense what I'm asking?
yeah. So we spend a lot of time on our weaknesses, and that is the struggle, especially when our weakness is going to be so opposite of who we are. And that because we struggle there, a lot of times there's a lot of guilt and just being really down on yourself, because man, why am I not better at being organized or whatever if I'm a blue and I'm zero green, right? But you always want to work on your weaknesses, but you're better off enlisting somebody that's a green into your life to help you do those things. Because for that exact example, I hate doing spreadsheets. I think they're boring and stupid. We had an intern at church one time that was very green, and so I had her do a ton of the organizational and spreadsheets and hammering out the details of things, and she loved it. I'm thinking I'm giving her the boring stuff, but she loved it. So getting your greens involved in your life and saying, hey, I need help organizing this is just like, it's like giving them candy or ice cream or something. They just get so excited about it. So yes, I would say work on them. You know, obviously we can all better ourselves, but I wouldn't stress too much on those things. As far as you spend so much time working on your weaknesses, your strengths run out of control, and you just kind of end up feeling guilty and losing all sense of yourself. So I would spend more time enlisting people in your life to help you in those weaknesses.
I'm glad you said the thing about the spreadsheets at the end of the call, so we didn't lose all the greens at the beginning of the call, because they're all spreadsheets. Who's this guy? Okay.
They're probably thinking, man, get it together. You can't even get your like.
It also cracked me up right after I unmuted earlier to tell the blues to shut up. I'm like, of course I'm a blue, and so I have to unmute and say something. Of course. Who has a question? Lynn Scarborough has a question.
It ain't really a question. I just want to talk. I learned under the DISC program, the DISC. And so when we were trained under that, they recommend you try to become a little more balanced, like not be, that's in the learning to work with other people. You know, like if you're going to be dealing with an S or a C or a yellow or a green, I got to get the colors right. You know, you've got to tone it down a little bit if you're me or Amber, because we're like blues and reds. I was an ID in the DISC program. Now I'm more of a blue-red, I guess, but not a red-blue. But anyway, those are definitely my colors. But, you know, when you're working with other people over time, you learn to calm those down and work on their strengths. But I did just hear another diamond talk this last week in one of the calls I listened to, and she was saying if you work really strongly on the things you're really good at, like you said, invest in other people to help you with the things you're weaker at. So be sure in your surrounding of people you have those other colored number kind of people to help you where you're not so strong. Like a spreadsheet, I could care less, but my husband could do it for me. And he would tell me exactly what I'm not doing right because he would see it on the spreadsheet. You see what I'm saying? So it works. We married opposites. I mean, we married and we are opposites, but it works very well for us. So I have learned that I can be quiet and listen and help other people that are not like me. So, it's a growing process. I mean, I learned the DISC program probably 35 years ago. I mean,
Right.
so I've had all those years to work on myself because I knew what I was strong in. But
Yeah, I feel like I could go around this call and for most of you say, you are this, you are this, you are like, I was texting a couple people going, are you predominantly this or this? And they would say it. I'm like, yep, that's just what I thought. Do you guys feel like there are certain colors that just work better together than others, blues and what work? Like, what do you find works better together?
Yeah.
And I have
So
a
if,
question after y'all answer that with Amber.
Okay.
okay. So blue and yellow, or blue and red, or green and red, or green and yellow.
I would
The-
imagine blues and greens are not,
Yeah.
but what's so
you have-
weird, is that I married a guy that's predominantly green. I know Terry Paxton married a predominantly green. I think Lynn, and we're all blue.
Yep. Yeah, and
It
that's where it's
works.
opposite. You have blue, and that's where confrontation can happen a lot with the blue and the green, and then the red and the yellow, because they're total opposites. And I mean, just for example, my son, I'm very, very yellow. My son is very, very red. I mean, he's already got his own, he's getting ready to graduate. He's already got his own business going. I mean, he's got the whole 9 yards about all of that. He's very driven, very ambitious, very much, Mom, I'm setting this goal. I need you to get back with me about this so I can, get the ball rolling on this. And, he just very much that way, which we love. Like, I love it about him. I mean, he inspires us all the time, but he also can be very, if I'm not careful, I can let him walk all over me. And he's very much a leader, which is great. But I can be timid, and then it's like, Kason, you're not being respectful right now. And it can come across like, how do you word that? Like, it comes across like he's in charge, like he's the parent over me. And this is just a parenting thing, but he's the parent over me. And so I have learned with him to work with him and his personality, and that it's amazing. And God gave you that for a reason, and you're already doing amazing things. But this is how it comes across to your mom's personality. And the other way, like, I have had to learn to be confident and straight to the point with him, where I like to draw things out or sugarcoat it. He hates it, And so anyway, that, not to go on about that, but it's huge with not just your company, not just your business, but your family, definitely, in every aspect, every relationship, it's helped a ton. But go ahead, Cindy.
Okay,
Well,
so
real quick, hold on, Sunny, real
Sorry.
quick. So you tend to work the best with the wings. So when you
Yeah.
look at that, the square we had up first, and I mailed that to Amber so she could email it to Amber so you could get it out there so people would have a picture of it. But you tend to work best with the wings, but honestly, opposites attract. So we tend to be in relationships with people, married people that are the opposite. And that's because, they're filling in our gaps essentially.
Yeah.
It's just, you got to learn to speak each other's language and have grace and mercy for each other because you're very different.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Anyway, sorry about that. Go ahead.
okay, so this is kind of with Amber's question, but I have learned, I'm guessing I'm like a strong red and blue. I come across
Yes.
I'm driven. But I'm also, I like to have fun. I like to help people. So there's that yellow, and then I don't really have any green. I like the details on certain things, like finding the pay plan. I know it backwards and forwards, but product wise, I'm like clueless on why our products work. They just work. Take my word for it.
That's the money or the red.
Is that the red in me?
Yeah, the money. Want to know about the money? Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So, but here's my question. As far as now that I've reached Diamond, I really want to help as many people as I can get to where I am and enjoy the benefits of where I am. So as my level ones or my leaders, for what I've noticed is other reds are going to do it whether I help them or not. They have the ones that I've sponsored, and they're going to run with it. They're going to figure it out. I just really have to check in on them every now and then to let them know that I'm here if you need me, but they really don't want my help. The blues, They just want to have fun. And so usually with them, it's all about, hey, meet me for lunch. Let's do this for dinner. Let's go have a party. Let's get together. And then really it's just connecting me with their team to help them kind of guide their own, because they really don't want to do the work. Because they want to have fun. They don't want to do all the nitty gritty part of it. So usually that's the connection that I have with them. Where I struggle is the yellows. They want to help everybody, but they also, what I've noticed is they want to go to Hawaii. They want to be there. They want it. But they also getting them to shift into the gear of, you've got to have a little bit of red, and not that you have to have a little bit of red, but partnering up with them. I'm trying to figure out how I can explain this correctly, just because I want to help my yellows as much as I can. Because I have several that are probably senior golds, and literally they don't have any silvers on their team, but they want to keep helping people and they keep sponsoring people. And I keep telling them, like I did a challenge one month and I was like, okay, we're not going to go after the people who need the business at all this month. Let's go after the people that maybe would be fun to hang out with in Hawaii, or maybe just trying to get them to shift. How do I help those yellows that want to be in Hawaii, but they want to help everybody, am I wording this correctly on how to explain?
Can I interject real quick? I think part of the difference there is viewing Plexus as a business and not a hobby. I think that's a big deal for what you're describing, because there's a lot of yellows in Hawaii. I mean, there's a lot of jewels that are yellow that are diamonds and emeralds and sapphires. So I mean, obviously we know it can be done.
I think mine is the disconnect for me as their leader on how to properly help them maybe shift their gear, shift their thinking, or my thinking. Maybe I'm the one that needs to shift into, and I don't know, would it hurt their feelings if I'm like, okay, you keep helping all the people, let me help you business wise. I don't know if that would offend them if I said it that way, because everybody's their own boss, and I don't want to be somebody's boss if they don't want a boss. You know what I mean? Does that make any sense at all?
See, I don't think it would offend them if yellows like to talk about their family and they want to do better for, have better for their family. So you maybe approach it as, if we can get you to move, if we can get you moving, it's just going to help your family.
But you're red and blue. I want to hear from Amber, because Amber up there is yellow.
Is yellow.
I want to hear what she has to say, or her husband. I want to hear what they have to say.
Yeah. So Amber, my wife, one of the biggest motivators for her had been times where like Amy, who was directly above her, was like, oh, I'm really trying to get this next level. Amber's killed herself trying to help Amy get another level. That way, it's just hilarious. It's like, oh man, she's like, oh, I got to go make sure I talk to this many people and stuff, because Amy's really trying to do something here.
Which builds my business.
Yeah, which really builds her business. So it's tricky, but the yellows really struggle with. They will invest a lot of time doing things for somebody and trying to help somebody that doesn't want to help themselves and doesn't really want to work the business, instead of pouring into the ones that want to work the business.
Or even like you said, they're not going to work it for them personally. Maybe if I turn it into, can you help me?
Yes.
And I think the way you worded that earlier when Lynn commented, and I wouldn't be offended by that at all. Like how you said that, I wouldn't. A yellow, so for me personally, if I know, like, let's say with all my upline, let's just for an example, if I know that they truly like care, and I know you all do, and I can have like a real relationship, real conversation. We all have relationships, like a real conversation. They're like taking me under their wing. They genuinely want to hear what I have to say. They genuinely want to see me succeed. Anytime I've had those conversations, that like instills like this belief of, okay, and I feel like I'm being heard. Also, and I think you touched on this a little bit, is a big thing for me was I had to, a yellow isn't going to talk about the business as much, which we all know. They want to help people. But how I've done it with other yellows on my team and what I had to get over is you are helping people, by telling them about the business
Mhm.
because they need the business. People need the business even more than the products sometimes, especially nowadays. Everything is skyrocketed. Like people are just financially hurting over and over and over again. And so that is, I had to switch that mindset of I lead with the business all the time. And you know, and my business has been up and down. I mean, the last few years, it's been really, really slow. And I lost most of my team that works. I have like literally like hardly any people who want to work it. You know, I have people who come in as customers and they just want the products. And so a lot of rebuilding. But that is something that I have clung to, that I lead with the business with everything I've got. And then I go into the products because I mean, we've been taught this before. I don't remember who taught us, who said this maybe at convention. I don't remember, but if you lead with the business and they don't want it, then you can go into the products. If you lead with the products and they don't want it, well, they're not going to want the business. Like it's backwards. So always leading with the business first, and then the products is the second thing. So that's just two things. Trying to think what else.
Well, and is
But
it kind of
communication.
true? I would imagine that yellows have a hard time asking for help because they don't want to be a
Yes.
bother to anyone.
Yes.
I've
Yes.
had that when people text you, I'm so sorry to bother you, but, and you're like, you're not bothering me. I want to help you. And so Sunday, I think what you said about offering that help could be really beneficial. But hey,
Yeah.
I want to wrap this up real quick. We will stay around for a bit of an after party, but I don't want to waste anybody's time. Not that this is a waste of time, but it's late, right? It's 8:30, it's 9:30 for some of you. So we're going to go ahead and do our giveaways. Our winner for the tracker this week, with her saying it right behind her, yes, you can, is Miss Lynn Scarborough. Whoa, whoa. But yes, so proud of you, Lynn. And then let's do our drawing for everybody on the call. I think somebody got off the call. So what if I draw their name? I can't get one. This is so high tech, guys. Sean Odo is the winner. Yay, Sean. I'm so happy. Send me Lynn. Oh, you're both on my team too. Oh, hey girls. Lynn and Sean, send me your Venmo info and we will get that sent over to you. Let's go ahead and close out in prayer and we'll stop the recording. And then if we need to talk, you know, even more candidly, we can, because we're not being recorded. All right, here we go. Dear Lord, thank you so much for this night. Lord, thank you for the Sheffields. Thank you for their heart for other people. Thank you for both of their personalities and how beautiful it is to see how well they balance each other. Lord, we thank you for this team. Thank you for each and every person on this call. Lord, I just pray that you will just give us all a really good night. Lord, be with everybody's kiddos, help them to sleep well, have a good day at school tomorrow. And Lord, I just pray that you will just help us as we relate to other people, that we will take some of these things that we've learned and that we will learn to just have more patience with other people, and we will learn how to communicate better with other people. Lord, we love you. We thank you and praise you for making us all so different and so wonderfully weird. We praise you for everything in your name. Amen. Aren't we though? We're all just wonderfully weird.